Hello everyone, it's Sean. It's late Saturday afternoon, and I'm starting with the first decals, the ones at the nose. The ones that they talked about not being the proper color were these triangle pieces on the side, and those are the ones I'm going to save for the decals. But I figure I can at least use the gold accent ones, maybe even the bridge one. So I'll see how this works. Interesting, the color change. It becomes a gray when it's down versus a kind of bluish gray when it's on. But you know what? It really livens up the goldish peach color. Oh, so far so good. So what I'll do next is I'll work on the 18 and 19, which go here, and then the bridge module decal. I'm trying to avoid the sections where it actually says you're going to need to put down some paint, some medium gray, before you actually put a decal down. Now, but it's really only those two sections because, as you know, you know what? Some people did the blue in there. And you know what I'm going to do? You see how these are, I actually did them in pearl gray. I mean pearl blue. I actually changed that to D. And D. Yeah, change that to pearl blue. See? So actually, it's not going to be TS32, it's going to be pearl blue. So I'll make those corrections on the guide, and then I know what to paint them. But before I do that detail painting, which is really only 4 spots, I'm going to do the remaining goldish decals. Hello everyone, this is part 4A, where I will focus on the bottom panel decals for the Defiant. I've decided it will be a 5-part build. Part 5 will consist of the pinstripe decals, the registries, the windows, on both the top and bottom. So part 4B will be the top side panel decals once the decals arrive. And it's a good thing that I restored these two to hull color because they have dark gray panels for them. So I'll put those on, we'll see how it looks, and I'll be back. I already put on the red pinstripe. Just waiting for it to settle down. Alright, so far so good. Got some panels here on the back. And I'm just going to work on the bigger ones now. I'm trying to stay away from that which I recently set down, giving it time to settle. So after I'm done in here, I'll probably work on the nacelle housings. So I got decals 39 and 40 on there. Decal 40 went on in 1 piece. Decal 39 went on in 2 pieces. But I basically got them aligned right. And it's almost like the gray of the decal accentuates the panel lines around it. So on to the next pieces. Alright, I'm back. I got some of the little details on the model. It's hard to see from this angle, but there's one. It's down with the microsol. There's another. And of course there's the dark ones that I'm going to have to trim off at the edge. So I'm about to put on the ones that go along here, which are a very light gray. I don't know if they'll be visible, but I'll know they're there because I'll mark them on the guide. So I'll do that and I'll be back. Alright, so I worked my way inward. They are a lot darker when they're on the ship than when they're on on the sheet. So that's good. And next I'm going to work on some of the decals that are on the inner section. And I've marked a few. Oh, help if I right side up. They wrap around from the top. So do those. So do those. So I'll put on the ones in the center here. And we'll see how it goes, and I'll be back. Alright. So I got 84 and 85 on there. And I use the microsol to set them down so that they'll go over the little bumps that are there. So it's just putting on 51 and 52 right here. And then I'll take a few shots of all the panels on the bottom. Oh, and a couple on the front deflector. So I'll be back when that's done. So I got the last details on the main bottom hull of the Defiant. Now I'm focusing on these two corners and then whatever's left on here. And then I'll take beauty pictures of the paneled bottom, except of course for the wraparounds. But that'll only come when I do the top. Alright, so as you can see from the guide, I got the panels that are only on the bottom and don't wrap around down. Paint and stripes we'll save for part 5A. And here is the ship itself. So I use the microsol and microset to get it down so it looks quite well. I'm glad I picked a light enough hull that everything shows up. So I'll take the beauty pictures now and I'll see you here for part 4B. That'll probably be on Tuesday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, this is Sean, and this is the next part of the bottom decals for the Defiant. I checked the tracking number this afternoon when I got home from work, and it appears that the decals are coming, as in they've made it into Canada so far. So that's good. And I realized that the decals for the Defiant, they have both light and dark windows on them. So I'm experimenting with the lighter windows on the right side here, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm leaving this section here free for the panel to wrap around from the top when those decals arrive. But in the meantime, you just put the windows on from the let's see how much the windows show up against the against everything. Right, so you have the dark windows on the front, you have the lighter windows on the bit more on the back, but I'm going to alternate them light and dark. It's very hard to see them. I hope they show up better in light, but I'll try to alternate them so that it at least is symmetrical. But I'm going to go with dark windows back here. And I think I'll just go with the dark windows myself, because the light windows might be near the phasers, but I'll have dark windows everywhere else. Just because, at least on the bottom, so that they don't go poking around on the bottom and attacking the bottom of the ship. So I'll be back when I put on a few more. Yeah, it's working out well, but at a closer look I decided to stick to the dark windows on the light hull. But if I ever have to do a darker hull, then I'll go with the lighter windows, the white lit windows, because I still can't make them out. So dark windows it'll be. And I'm just about to put on, as you can see, I'm about to put on decal number 81. I'll move my way back to 85. And that'll be all the windows on this side of the ship. So then I'll immediately move over to this side and put on decals 84 and 81 again, 80, not 83, and then 82. That'll be all the windows. Then I can focus on just the registries and the red striping. There's red striping that goes there in front of the registry. And there's red striping that goes on this registry. And that would pretty well be, oh, don't forget 84 and 85, right. And that would pretty well be everything I can do on the bottom, because that's all that's left, except maybe that pinstripe, 68 and 69. I might do them after all the windows. That way you don't have water go into the center and dislodge a decal, correct? Save that for the end. So I'll be back with more. Okay, so I got all the windows on the side of the Defiant. As you can see, you can't see the windows here at all, but that was just an experiment. And I will put the little pinstripes on here, and then I will go for the registry, at least on that side, because that and the red trim are all that's left. And then I'll switch over to the other side so I don't accidentally mess something up. So I'll be back. All right, so I'm back again. I've got most of the, I guess it's the lower port side done. Just waiting to put on the registry decal now, and then every decal will be on that side, and I'll just leave it there probably for tonight and let it dry. I got all the rest of the decals safely in a little Ziploc bag now. Cut them apart enough, kept the part numbers and everything. So that'll do for tonight. I'll take one last picture when that half is done, at the proper angle, of course. Yeah, and that'll do it for this next section of part 4. You can see the dark windows. You still can't see the light windows, unfortunately, but that's why I only used them on one section. There you go, see the dark windows along the rim. The gray thing going over the panel line there. The stripe, you have to get it at the right angle so it's just short enough to touch the dark section in its thruster but not go over it. So I had to turn it around completely to get it to work. And you can still see, if you look carefully, the gold and blue highlights, which are not obstructed by any decal after all. So I'm going to take the picture, and that'll be the end for tonight. Talk to you next time I do more decal. Hello everyone, I'm back. What I'm doing right now is I'm working on the other side of the ventral of the Defiant, and I'm putting on the registry now. Just going to make sure it lines up correctly. So the 7 lines up with that point. Alright, so here we go. Just want to make sure I don't disrupt the red stripe I already put on there. Gotta move it over a bit. Here we go. Toothpick. Oop, Q-tip to loosen it. Alright, I'll be back when I have it aligned properly. I wanted natural light, not the shadow. There we go. So that's the other registry decal on there. You can see that here. And there it is, right side up. See? With the red. So now it's time to move on to the windows, so I'll do that now. As you can see from the other side of the Defiant, if I can get it to clear, let's see here, hand, focus. See, dark, then white, then dark again. So I'm going to follow the same pattern, so at least it's symmetrical. So first the dark windows, which will be Windows 82. So I'll be back when I've done a few windows. All right, here we go. The first windows are in place. You can see them there. So I'm just going to settle them down with the paper towel. There we go. See, now they blend in. Perfect. So the next windows are the light ones, which, according to the guide, decal number 80. Of course, I'm using the white ones because I used the white ones for 83 across the way. So try to make it consistent. So decal number 80. Here we are. And of course, I want to use the white windows, finger, which you can see right there. So I'll be back with that. All right, so I managed to put a few windows on the ship, and I'm just getting the rest ready for placement. But you can see an update on my progress here. So I did the light windows there, did the dark windows there. I'm about to do the dark windows here, and then it's the last stripe, and that'll be it, except for the pinstripes for the bottom. Now I might as well try those two pinstripes, which is number 69 and 68. Everything else will have had a chance to dry, and it will be in the center. See, here's those pinstripes here, 69 and 68. So I would use them. I'd save the registry number for the top. I believe that's where it goes. There's no registry number. I mean, no name of the ship on the bottom. Just the registry number itself. So there's the two stripes. Put this back in the bag. So I'll come back when it's pinstripe time, after the window and the stripe are on. The gray stripe. All right, so the final windows and the gray stripe are in place. Yeah, that's a pretty good picture, actually. And now I will move on to the red stripes. I figure if I leave some film, they can go up the side of the bridge. That'll help them stay in place. So I'll be back when I've done that. That'll be the end for tonight. So I have everything done, at least on the bottom, as you can see on the guide. And the only things left are wraparounds, which of course will be done from the top decals from the G-cals because they have softer colors. So I'll just clean everything up and we'll take a few pictures here. That'll be the end for tonight. So that should be a good picture there. And I'll get all four sides so that we have everything. And I'll just let it sit there until Friday evening when it's time to pack everything up for the Hobby Club meeting on Saturday. Yeah. So that'll do it for this evening for part 4. I guess it's part 4C of the Defiant. What I'm going to film next is I will take you through the G-cals decals themselves and how they are similar, different, and how some parts, the lighter gray parts of the main decals from the kit, will probably be perhaps better for the ship. But we'll see. I'm going to use the lightest dark square sections as a test If I like how it looks, I keep using the dark sections. If I don't, I'll use the gray around it, but I will certainly use the aqua colored instead of the gray, of course. So I'll talk to you all later. Hope you enjoyed the build so far, and see you in a few minutes for the video on the decals. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, this is Sean, and this is a bonus clip for part 4 of the 1000 scale Defiant build, because my decals have arrived. So what I'll do is I'll bring you down to the table and we'll see how they compare to the remaining top panel decals from the kit itself. Well, the good thing I can see about the decals so far is they also come with the registry, just in case, because you never know, you might end up missing out on something. So just let me lay out the gray decals in the approximate order of the other ones, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. You can see the comparison between the decals and the gray here. What I'm noticing, yes, it is a lot more blue. But if you look over here at decal 71, at least it says it's 71. Look at how it's still a gray, and it's supposed to be a dark blue. Now maybe it'll change when it's on the ship, but I have a plan for if it doesn't. And you can see the very front of the deflector, the top deflector, so of course I'll use that blue. But you can also see how dark they are? I guess they're a dark blue. They almost look like a black from here. So what I'm wondering is, to give the Defiant a softer look, if I might actually substitute some of the gray sections in place of the dark blue. Not sure. You know, just to soften the look a bit. I'm not sure myself. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, the good thing is that the decals are exactly aligned with the same numbers from the Polar Lights instructions and the decals number. So I will be able to use the decals for the top of the ship, the exact same numbers, without any problems. And now that I look at it, it is a softer gray. Actually, I'm going to take the... it is a softer gray here than it is up there, just a bit. And there's a lot more shades of blue than there are of gray in there. So that's good. That should work out just fine. But look at this, for instance. You see how soft gray number 10 is and number 9 from the kit? And look at how dark number 9 and 10 are from on the ship. Now 9 and 10, they go around those raised parts there on either side of the pinstripe. Now because I made it pearl blue inside there, I'm not so sure that I want to put the really dark stuff around it. So you know what? It kind of gives me a unique opportunity to use the light aqua colors from decals, but wherever possible, combine it with the light gray colors from the kit. Because look at this right here. Look at the kit on the right, 6 and 7, 21 and 20, versus the dark of 6 and 7 here. So I'm thinking I might still substitute the light gray for the dark pieces. We'll see. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably use these pieces intact to see how the dark piece looks. And if I don't like it, then I can paint it a more navy blue. But that is pretty well it. That's all the decals that are left over from the kit laid out compared to the decals from the decals sheet itself. I do like that soft bluish gray though. It's really pretty. Not sure how I feel about the dark ones, but that's why I'm going to try little pieces like 62. I'll try them first. I can see where they go. 62 and 60. Yeah, 62 goes on top of here. There you go. I'm going to see how it looks. If I don't like how it looks, I will change back to the softer colors. Yeah, but anyway, that's about it for now. That looks pretty nice. I have enough pieces for the top to use because I left most of the top untouched. In fact, I'm going to try the top deflector nose today. Well, when at the Hobby Club meeting. I'll start with the top ones. So I will, that'll be part 5. So that's the preview for part 5 using the decals on the top of the Defiant. So I'll talk to you all later, and we'll see you here next time. Bye-bye.